Welcome to Học tiếng Anh với Joseph, where we build vocabulary and practice pronunciation through reading. Continuing with The Cat in the Box, a history of science in 100 experiments. Today, we read story number 42, Controversy and Controls. Credit in science does not always go where it is deserved, especially when discoveries are in the air and made by different people at nearly the same time. The first use of anesthesia in a surgery is a case in point. Credit is often given to the American William Morton, who applied the technique on October 16, 1846, at the Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston. He certainly did use the technique and generated a lot of publicity for it, but he had been preempted in 1842 by the less forceful Crawford Long at his rural medical practice in Jackson County, Georgia. Crawford Long was a cousin of John Henry Doc Holliday, famous as a dentist friend of Wyatt Earp. Unlike Morton, Long made a much more thorough and scientific investigation of the anesthetic technique, including the use of control experiments. By the early 1840s, it was widely known that inhaling ether could produce sensations of euphoria and even unconsciousness. It was used in some quarters to produce what would now be called legal high at parties known as ether frolics. It had been used occasionally to relieve the pain of dental extractions, but without any systematic study of what was going on. Long changed all that. On March 30th, 1840, in his first operation using ether, the patient was made unconscious using a towel soaked in ether, after which Long removed one of two tumors in her neck and in front of several medical students. She felt nothing and did not believe he had actually operated until he showed her the tumor. On June the 6th, he removed the second tumor. Over the following months and years, Long carried out further operations, deliberately using ether on some occasions and not on others, to confirm that it was indeed the key factor. As he later wrote, "I was fortunate enough to meet with two cases in which I could satisfactorily test the anesthetic power of ether. From one of these patients, Mary Vincent, I removed 3 tumors the same day. The inhalation of ether was used only in the second operation and was effectual in preventing pain, while the patient suffered severely from the extirpation of the other tumors. In other case, Isam, I amputated 2 fingers of a Negro boy. The boy was etherized during one amputation and not the other. He suffered from one operation and was insensible during the other." Long was quite open about his work, which was known locally and copied by some of his colleagues, but he did not publish anything or attempt to spread the news until 1849. He even delivered his wife's second baby painlessly with the aid of ether in 1846, the year before James Simpson independently pioneered obstetric anesthesia in Britain. But William Morton was unaware of any of this when he carried out his well-publicized demonstration of ether anesthesia in 1846. Morton had dropped out of both dental school and medical school, but during his brief time as a medical student at Harvard, he attended chemistry lectures where he learned about the stupefying power of ether. Being unqualified was no bar to practicing dentistry in those days, and on September 30th, 1846, Morton carried out a painless tooth extraction using ether. A newspaper report of this success led to an invitation from John Warren, the head surgeon at Massachusetts General Hospital, for Morton to anesthetize a patient, 52 years old printer Edward Gilbert Abbott, while Warren operated to remove a tumor from him. This operation, on October 16, 1846, was carried out in front of a large audience of students and surgeons and led to widespread publicity. According to eyewitness accounts, after the operation, the patient was asked how he felt and replied, "It feels like as if my neck's been scratched." Within weeks, the news had spread to Europe, where Robert Liston used ether during an operation carried out at University College Hospital in London on December 21st. He commented, "This Yankee dogs beat mesmerism hollow." This highlights the second key feature of anesthesia. Liston was famous as the fastest knife in the West End and could remove a leg in 2.5 minutes. Such speed was essential if patients were to survive the agonizing ordeal of surgery. But when the patients felt no pain, surgeons could take their time over operations, making fewer mistakes and developing more complex techniques to deal with more complicated problems than removing a tumor from a neck or hacking off a leg. Moving on to the vocabulary section: anesthesia, anesthetics, gây mê, inhaling ether, inhaling ether. I think in Vietnamese we call this substance ether. Sensations of euphoria, sensations of euphoria. Unconsciousness, unconscious, bất tỉnh nhân sự. Dental extraction, nhổ răng. Dental extraction. Tumor, tumor, cái bướu. Amputate, amputation. Amputate is a verb, động từ. Amputation, amputation. Obstetric, obstetric. Obstetric anesthesia. Let's read this, let's practice pronouncing these a few times, at least 4, 5, 6 times, to get used to with these terms. Obstetric anesthesia. Obstetric anesthesia. Mesmerize, mesmerism. Hacking off a leg. Removing a tumor from a neck or hacking off a leg. Hacking off a leg là chặt cái chân đi. Anyway, I hope you have fun with these incredible new words in the medical terms. And I hope to see you in the next story. Bye for now.